Hey guys, it's Vic here, and I'm going to be showing you the long-awaited art update for the Speed of Time. And I know that it's definitely been a very, very long time since I've posted my last update, but I think it'll be well worth the wait. So, first off, this is the new and improved textured, remodeled test room. We've got a lot of new stuff in here, including some brand new assets, such as this staircase here, which has been textured, and then a lot of modified assets that have just received some UV unwrapping, some texturing, and other stuff like that. So here we have, for example, the lever that you're used to. Let me just shine a light on that from the server update. But this has been unwrapped, textured, so all of these colors now are on one material as opposed to several different ones. The robots are actually not unwrapped at the moment because they're still kind of placeholder assets, but we'll stick with those. The grenades and smoke bombs, though they look the same, have been textured and unwrapped into one thing. The grenades now have a bit of a texture and a little glowing pattern. The shop received a major overhaul. We've got an emissive dollar sign at the top, some signage at the bottom and on the screen, and all of that's through some UV unwrapping and texturing. And we have this nice little NPC robot here who is also textured and unwrapped. But basically the most important part of this update was really cleaning up the scripts for the Speed of Time, making sure that the movement mechanics were fine-tuned and everything is kind of working properly. So we've eliminated a lot of the jumping bugs and different control issues that plagued previous builds, and actually this build will be up in kind of some forums and things for some public review, but you'll be able to see that it's much smoother, much cleaner, much easier to use and handle, and that actually really pairs well with the time dilator. Now you can kind of maneuver a lot better than you used to be able to. So with all of that said, let's actually get started. So I've also done the liberty of upgrading the weapons. So this is all still very much placeholder, but this is a little bit more neon, more cool pistol that we have here. Doing some crazy stuff. The shotgun with some red stripes, a different shape, it's more polygonal, and I actually think I did post a video on this when I modeled it, but now it's got textures and all that, and emissive maps, so it's got a little more detail. A new machine gun, all still very placeholder as I've been saying, but just kind of keeping in mind that now there's a bit of a visual look to the game, and then the sniper rifle, of course. So all of these are still, kind of thrown at the wall, but it's the idea that now we're refining the art direction of the game. We're trying to make sure that there's visuals along with the ridiculous amounts of gameplay we've been working on. Now, along with that, we've actually honed some of the particle effects. If we switch to smoke bomb, after upgrading to Unity 5, we upgraded the smoke bomb with a little bit better smoke effects, just something that makes a little bit better clouding. And the grenade now has a better explosion. So a little quick, but all still very much work in progress. Now, the biggest thing was making the time dilator a little bit more noticeable, because one of the problems playtesters often had was you wouldn't really notice when you were using the time dilator, even though you saw the bar going down. It was kind of just this weird state. So now what we did is if I turn on the time dilator, you'll see the screen is blue shifted. And there's also actually, if you watch the corner of my screen as I'm toggling it, there's a slight radial blur effect, which helps to make it a little clearer that you are using the time dilator, and kind of helps you to distinguish when you are and aren't using it. So it makes it a lot clearer because you can see that your weapons are bluer, and it just adds some effects, and we're probably going to do more work with that a little later on. The GUI hasn't really changed much, but everything's still up in the air. But let's just go over to the shop. We have all of our ammo, our full heal, and whatnot. So let's actually get into the depth of the level. And there's not much to it, but you'll see a few... Oh, I don't even know the password. There we go. So you'll see a few improvements, and right away I think there are some robots right here. So let's just take care of these guys. So I've also been in the process of fine-tuning mechanics, been able to really, there we go, now we're getting some action, really work with how mechanics interact with each other. For example, dying, one of my favorite mechanics in the game. But so making sure that, you know, you can, oh shoot, I forgot how hard I made this level. There we go. That was actually, I think, all of the robots. And there's still some physics glitches from Unity 5's ragdolls, which happened, but I'll be remaking the robots completely, so do ignore the robot chandeliers. Those are temporary. But you can see here that we have a little server. This is from the server update, but they're not just boxes anymore. They kind of look like something. And we'll be working on animated textures, you know, sounds, all of that, to make this come alive a little bit more. But for now, it's just making it so that it has a visual look and everything kind of looks distinct. You'll see that the walls have textures, the floors have textures, there's a little bit of brown on the ceiling, so everything kind of has a design. Oh shit. There we go. And if we chuck this grenade. Well, and that's how I died. Okay, so let's hop back into the action. I'll pick up these grenades. But basically, let's get rid of that. All of the functionality is there, and it's improved. So everything works more seamlessly together. You have better art, which makes it easier to understand the environment and easier to understand the levels. So just all of that's kind of coming together to make a more closer to a finished product. Definitely not, you know, even remotely close to done yet, but we're getting there. And so this is definitely, you know, as I've been saying a lot, not complete. But the point is I want to show this to you guys and give an update. So let's get rid of that bomb. Well, that did nothing. No. Classic standoff. But that's kind of the gist of the level there. You have the few robots, the servers, the corners, you have the shop. So everything's kind of been textured, better mechanics, everything's working together nicely. You know, you have more effects for the slow-mo. We'll be able to do better animations, all of that stuff. So we've been getting a lot of skills into making the art for the speed of time so that, you know, it doesn't look like Portal anymore. It's not just whitewashed walls, but there's actually a very distinct style, which is usually with these edges, which is what we're doing, kind of a very almost tuned look, but just things have edges that are actually applied in the texture and not in post-process, and then having a very neon, very glowing, almost an 80s Tron style look. So that's kind of what we're going for. So I hope you guys are as excited about this update as we've been, because internally this has been huge, tremendous amount of work to get this all put out there. But I'll be posting some links so that you guys can actually play it and give some feedback, maybe, you know, dissect the color choices and whatnot. But for now, that's about it. But I'll be keeping you guys posted, and see you guys in a month or so for the next update.